More upgrades for the Gecko. Grip, plunger, mag release, and red dot. Here we go. Hello friends, hello YouTube, how are you guys doing? Rainbow here with another Nerf Mod Gecko upgrade video. Number 3 of the Gecko update weekend. I didn't plan for this to be a marathon like that, by the way, but it just turned out to be because I wanted to have all of the things out there. And truth be told, once we're done with this video, it's 90% of the stuff that's cooking up in here that's out there. Everything that can be released to this date. There's a couple of things that still need testing, but they, you know. So as the title suggests, there's a couple of updates going on, and I thought it would be a good idea to upgrade my original Gecko, which is still in its form that it was from the first video review I did. If you guys haven't seen this, and if you don't know what the Gecko is, link is in the description, go check it out, thank you. I want to put a bunch of upgrades in this so that this is closer to its final form, and I thought it would be great if we do this in this video. And I'm going to flip the camera so it's actually looking at the table, then we talk about the upgrades and I tell you about all the things you need to know. For your convenience, I have added timestamps to this video as well, so if there's only a couple of things that you're interested in, like the plunger for example, you can just hop to there. And but if you want to watch the entire video, thumbs up, because YouTube algorithms. Off we go, blaster and all the upgrades on the table. I'm going to install most of it into this blaster, but before I do, I'm going to explain them all to you so you know what's going on. And off we go. We're going to start with the spring swap upgraded catch housing. I don't need to explain this completely in this video because I did another video which is linked in the description. So if you want to know more about this, go check it out. Essentially, it allows for faster spring swaps. So then I'm going to install this upgraded barrel, which is an aluminum barrel. It's the whole shebang, full-on upgrade. Also made an entire video about barrels, which is linked in the description. So go check that out for more information. Just one thing, as I'm talking about barrels again, I need to give another shout out. I totally forgot to shout out 3 more people involved in this. Because, yeah, I was just presented with the numbers and I didn't know who exactly was involved in getting all the numbers. So apologies on my end. Obviously, this is a Medusa scar, so Medusa's involved in this. But also Ben and Emmanuel, 2 more German nerfers that were working together with Leon on getting all the numbers for the scar and stuff. So shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for all the work that you put in, because that is an amazing upgrade. All right, next up we do have the fake red dot. This was actually designed by Ehdrien himself, and it's really, really neat because it replaces the side up here. It comes with different inserts. They can be, as you can see, can be printed in different colors, and all the different inserts are now up here. You know the rainbow one from the other video where I did the testing, but all of these up here are available, and they need to be glued in, so you can't swap them as you go. You will have to swap the entire thing, but once you find one that you like, you place it in here, and you got your side profile. Right. That works with the original pinpoint in the front, so that's all good. Next up, we have this mag release, designed by Wariwasp. And yes, these files are on Thingiverse, but I also have the license to sell this in my shop, so I can offer this as an upgrade to the Gecko. This actually is a remixed version that I did, so it's a little thicker on these sides, which is where your knuckle actually sort of pushes it. And I've rounded the edges a little bit more just to make it a little bit more comfortable compared to the original design. I love this design, like such a great work. Shout out Victor, fantastic. So yeah, I have the license to sell these, and if you want the upgrade kit, it's that part as well. And it comes with this hardware, so it's 2 14mm screws, because then the original 12 are not going to be long enough to reach the centerpiece quite effectively, and I found it a lot easier with the 14 ones. And you'll get this spring, because this is a spring powered mag release, right? So the spring like this is too long, but the reason why I don't cut it when I send out the kits is I don't know what setup you have in your blaster. And from my testing, normally with around 80% of the springs, it works fine if you cut it till about here. So let's say about 10, 12 millimeters, you're fine. But when you use really high power spring setups, so there's a lot of vibration in the blaster, it can happen that the magazine drops when you only have a short spring, which is why I leave this full size so you can cut it to like 16 or 18 and just work with that. If you have it installed full length, it still is able to compress, but it will be really tough, and also be really tough on the spring, and it's going to be a little bit tricky to install. So you can do this, but I encourage you to experiment on this. Also, if you're going to go from here and just randomly cut it down, you will actually, you know, have a different strength on the mag release, and then eventually get it to your preference. But I'm just saying, you need a longer spring for having a bigger powered mainspring in here. Then we have the grips. So the big upgrade here is I have 2 special design Rainbow Mods&Props grips, and they will be available in all colors and, you know, whatnot. That will just be an upgrade that you can choose if you want to have that for the blaster. But also the second upgrade, as you can see, these ones are printed in wood. So I now offer wood print upgrade for the grip, and yeah, that doesn't have to be the Rainbow Mods&Prop design. It can be the original design, or, you know, can be this design, or like either one of the others. Just, you know, any sort of grip can be printed in wood, and that will be another upgrade. For this blaster, I have chosen not to go with the wood, but chose that design and, you know, make it in a matching color. So that's going to be nice and fancy. So that's the upgrade for the grips. So number 1, the special Rainbow Mods&Props design if you want it. And number 2, the option of having these printed in wood filament. Alright, and last but not least, this one right here. That is a one-piece plunger made from POM-C / Delrin, as you may know it. And that is one of these upgrades that I really, really like. First off, this is a complete, you know, premium longevity upgrade that is, I don't know if it's, I wouldn't say it's necessary, it's just a really nice to have. The reason why I had the idea to make something like this is the original plunger, as you can see here, with the 3D printed rod, the printed head, the printed spacer, it works fine, but it needs a screw for assembly right there. And that means to me automatically there is a potential point of failure, and you know, if you don't use Loctite, the screw can come undone, the plunger head might get loose, you know, like this, and it'll start to wobble, and stuff like this. I'm not saying that the 3D printed parts are not strong enough, so I have, in all my testing, actually that was the very setup that I used in all my testing, and as you can see, it is absolutely still going strong. Ehdrien had no issues with plunger rod or plunger head breaking or something, so I'm not saying this is an upgrade that you have to do because this will fail. I'm just saying this is an upgrade that is one piece made from a stronger material, has less potential points of failure, and is made from a material that is stronger than this one. So that's the reason why this came into place. So it's a one-piece made Delrin Plunger, and shout out again to my friend Fette Wurst from WurstWerfer, who made this happen as well. It is fantastic. Like, I can just throw ideas at him, and you know, he brings them to life, which is great. So again, this is a collaboration work between him and I, and it's available in 2 different sizes. And the size means this is standard. So standard is the same as just the original one with just the plunger head, okay? And then there is one which says plus 6.4 millimeters with spacer. So that's essentially the plunger here, the plunger head being longer for about this time. So I'm not having you have a spacer on here because then it wouldn't be one piece. But as you can see, it does fit just nicely if you want to add it later. So the plus 6.4 millimeter version will be this completely, okay? So just so you know what this means when I say this is the standard and then there's the plus spacer, which just means that there's more material here right there. So I think all setups in terms of springs and strength will benefit from using this, but especially stronger and high power spring setups will benefit from using this in the long run, because these springs put more stress on the system and put more, obviously more power and more force onto the plunger itself. So definitely recommend this a lot more when you're using high power springs in your Gecko setup. As I said, it's not an essential must-have. To me, this is kind of like a wanna-have, and yeah, I'll definitely have this in my personal Geckos. Other than that, this works the exact same way, so you have to glue on some padding and you have to put in an O-ring, and there you go, have a new completed one-piece plunger rod. At the moment, it's only available in black. And yes, I know there is one other right here. This actually was, I think it was the first or one of the first prototypes. And, you know, because I like my funky colors, Wurst made the original prototype in a different color, just sort of, you know, it fits this setup, which is fantastic. However, this is another step, and it takes a lot longer to make this kind of thing instead of making this. So for now, I only have the black versions available, and also these will be made to order. So if you order them, you can order them separately, or like, you know, add them to your hardware kit or something like this, but allow at least 2 to 3 weeks for these to be made, because the moment you order, I will collect a bunch of orders, and then I'll send it out, and then I'll get these in return. I don't have many of these in stock at a time. The last thing that's on the table, as you've seen, is this here, but that's just a trigger tooth, just my personal favorite of triggers. Don't need to talk about this. It's a standard upgrade that's available. You know, put it in there. Now you know about all the upgrades, so let's put them all into this blaster, shall we? And here we go. Everything is installed. That was really quick. So I really like the look of this. This grip looks and actually feels fantastic. Like, it's really nice. Thing is, the silk is really sort of smooth. So I think in wood filament that actually is a better grip per se. But for the looks, that is fantastic. Mag release works as intended. It's fantastic. The sight profile is excellent. I don't know if you can see. Let me see. Let me put this right about there. There you go. Sight profile. I think that is fantastic. So the barrel looks fantastic, and obviously the plunger that you can't see right there is also really, really nice. Performance is great. Rocking the Worker 9 kilo with the Scar super accurate close distances, which is what this is intended for, and I couldn't be happier. Alright everybody, that was it for this video. I really hope that you liked this video. I really hope that you like the upgrades for the Gecko, and as I was saying in the intro, this is about it. I have 2 more things that I'm testing, but they will just go on the shop when they're ready. But all the upgrades are now available in my shop, so if you have a standing order and want to upgrade stuff, make sure to message me. If you want to have a custom hardware kit or custom Gecko build, that's all doable. Custom orders I'm happy to do, so just send me a message. Link to everything else you need to know is in the description as usual. So as always, thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe button and all this. Make sure to check out the social media, check out my Instagram for more upgrades and little snippets and videos and all that sort of stuff. And shout out to my patrons. You guys are amazing. Much love. And if you want to become a patron, links in the description. Happy modding your Gecko, happy customizing your Gecko, and until I see you next time, love and sunshine.